My name is Irene Wanjiru. I was a campaign manager for Samantha Miner's campaign. She was vying for MCA Kileleshwa Ward, and she was vying under Ukweli Party. One of the key observations I made is that Kenyans love elections. We want to take part in choosing our leaders. Because during that whole time, everyone was interested. Who is this who's vying? What do they want? What are they going to do for us? What party are they vying under? And even on the election day, people will wake up so early to come and vote. They're committed to that process, to that one day itself. Yeah. And one of the lessons I took is that sometimes you can be a very good candidate, but then at the end of the day, people don't vote for the person. People either vote for the party or they vote against a specific person. Politics actually is a gentleman's game, because even growing up, I grew up listening to a lot of political conversations, but these were conversations about the men, about the male politicians, about the Mois and the Moites and everything. And the people that were having these conversations were the men. The women were not having the political conversations, at least in my family. So growing up, I was very disturbed. Why are we only talking? Why are there no female politicians? So how I got involved, it was just an act of why not? Why can't women do it? Why not? There's an exercise we did in Kiambu County where I went around Kiambu with a camera and just asking people, how was your voting experience? Do you think your vote matters now that elections are over? And the interesting thing I observed was that young people do not feel like they need to be involved in politics, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When I interviewed the young women, they didn't want to talk about politics. They didn't want to have that conversation. I think it's a state of hopelessness, that there are so many people who've come and they've gone and they've told us these things and they've promised us things and nothing is happening. So I think it's just many people are hopeless. It's just, even if I speak, it doesn't matter. Even if I'm interested, it really doesn't matter. We will not get voted in. We are the majority. We are 52%. Young people are 56%, and yet we are still the most disenfranchised. So what's the point? So I fear that there's an anger and there's a hopelessness. Yeah. A successful campaign needs, one, financial support. Campaigns are expensive. You need banners, you need t-shirts, you need volunteers, you need to spend money. Number two, you also need emotional support. Campaigns are draining. You're out there, you're selling your vision, people will reject you, so you need at least someone who's going to call you, make sure you're okay, check up on you. Are you drinking water? Are you taking care of yourself? You also need technical support. Like, you need someone who knows how to deal with people, psychology of people, when to say this, when not to say this, just technical support. Politically, we're in the process of registering an organization called Mwafrika Mwenzangu, which is Conversations That Matter, and it's just having the political conversations, running for the next 5 years. And we're going to mostly focus in Kiambu County and in Nairobi County, specifically Kileleshwa, because we're doing it as a joint thing between me and Samantha. And we did our first project on March 8th, which was a street cafe, where we went around just asking people, what do you think about the elections? Do you think you're going to participate in the next 5 years? How are you going to keep participating? And the next event we're having is going to be on 1st July, where we're going to talk about the role of the MCA within the wards. And do we understand the people we voted for? Do we understand their roles? Do we know them? What are our expectations and what has been done so far? It's just to keep our leaders accountable. My experience with gender bias during the campaign, I think I'll give a specific example that really stuck with me. We were walking through Kileleshwa and we were speaking to this gentleman at a kibanda, just around Kileleshwa. And we're speaking about the vision. Oh, you need toilets, hawkers need toilets, we need dustbins, we need Kileleshwa to be clean. And this old man out of nowhere, he just looks at us and says, you girls, because our campaign was predominantly female, because Samantha is a lady and most of us were just women. Actually, on that day, it was just us girls. So he asks, you're young and you're beautiful, aren't you afraid of being raped? And all of us just froze. We didn't even know what to say. We're in the middle of explaining what Samantha is going to do. And we just thought, wow, we have moved from manifestos to rape. For me, it came off like he was questioning our God. Like, how dare you? He was questioning our audacity. How dare you think that you, a woman, a young woman, can actually change what others who've come before you have been able to do? And first of all, you're a woman. Don't you know the threat? Don't you know the danger? Aren't you aware of who you are? Don't you know this is not your place? So how dare you? How dare you think that you can come in here and tell us that you're going to make a difference? Who do you think you are? The change I would like to see is that I would like to see more public participation, more people engaging, especially with at the ward level with their MCA, so that the MCA can now represent those needs to the governor and to the county assembly. I'd like to see decisions coming from what the people actually want, where we have a public participation meeting and the views from the people are actually taken seriously. I don't. It's very disappointing when a policy is made just because someone needs to be awarded with a tender and not because it is a need that actually needs to be addressed. Yeah. We influence young women to take up leadership positions by example. All right. We need. When a young woman sees another young woman vying, then she thinks, okay, it's possible. When a young woman sees another woman speaking out against things that matter to her, it becomes, oh, okay, so it's actually, I can actually do this. I can speak out, I can lead, I can do. So number one is through example. Number two, I think, is giving young women a platform to speak up, to be listened, to be heard. And that's what we are trying to do with our initiative, Mwafrika Mwenzangu, to get more young people to speak up, to be involved, and to get more young women to speak even to their leaders. Like, this is what the women want. This is what the women are saying. Listen to them. Yeah. Empowerment to me means that a woman's success is not something it's not so difficult, it's not so foreign, it's when we normalize success, we normalize happiness, it's just a woman prospering, and it is normal. It is normal for a woman to prosper by herself without having to tag a godfather, a boyfriend, or what. That is what empowering means to me. I am very keen on the conversations that women have about themselves, because you will notice that we disempower ourselves with the conversations that we have. So whenever we interact, I am very keen on what are you saying about yourself, especially as a woman. What are you allowing yourself to believe about yourself, especially as a woman? And if you've interacted a lot, you will notice I will stop you and I will tell you, no, don't say that. Don't normalize the dysfunction that a woman cannot prosper by herself. Don't normalize that a woman should be miserable. Don't normalize it. Don't apologize to yourself for being yourself in your everyday conversations. The memes and the jokes on social media about female campaigns was something even I myself, as a campaign manager, I almost fell in. In fact, it lured me. I thought, okay, why can't we call Samantha Bewakile? And I remember using that hashtag. Then a friend of mine just said, Irene, you cannot call Samantha Bewakile, because now you're watering down what it is she's about. You're riding on this whole, and it's not okay. So now we had to be more serious and just say Samantha Maina for Kilele Ward. And the reason I went to the Wakili is because I thought it was catchy, I thought it was fun, I thought it was young, I thought it was, but that's not what everyone else is going to think. They'll just think, so you're just like all these other women who are getting positions just because you're women. And we don't want to have a female politician just for the sake of being female.